When we began rehearsals this season, I saw songs based on the work of Yeats, Christina Rossetti, Langston Hughes, and Emily Dickinson. Now, I'm a retired college English professor, so I thought, cool, this is all about poetry. This is my world. But then I saw songs by Irving Berlin and Andy Beck, and even a traditional folk spiritual. I was so disappointed that I felt like the last three rows had died. I decided to just arise and go and take my dogs for a walk. We took our walk in a time of silver rain, but I wore my red rain suit and my purple rain shoes, and my dogs have little raincoats that they wear as well. I was singing in the rain because that's the best way to handle rain. Just sing. One of my dogs, a little white Maltipoo, loves to sing the songs of her people. So she sang the whole time. calling to all the other dogs in the neighborhood, inviting them to the Discovery Boys. And they did. Rain or shine, no matter what's happening, I will sing. So will she. Even when all I really want is peace like a river. The dark clouds made it seem like a windy night. But who can see the wind, after all, when you get right down to it? After a while, I began to wonder if the wind and rain would ever stop, if I would ever be able to sail off on a wooden shoe into a Christmas sun, like Lincoln and Lincoln and on. I asked myself, would there really be a morning? I walked a long way, and then the sun came out, and there were blue skies smiling at me. And I decided it really was a wonderful world. Before we go any further, there are things I am required to tell you. First of all, the restrooms are down the hall on the right. Emergency exits, just in case you feel the need for a little road trip, are the doors most of you came in through, a door at the far end of the hall, and another door in the back corner there. Finally, please silence your cell phones or other devices. Our director spent some time as a middle school teacher. If your phone gets noisy, and the noise clashes with what we are singing, trust me, she will give you a look that will send you either to the restroom or out the emergency exit. Now, please allow me to introduce the people who have worked the hardest to make this concert possible. Some people think I talk too much about our accompanist and our director, but I really want to make sure they are given credit for everything that they do for us. On top of learning to play our parts so that we could learn to sing, then learning to play the accompaniment, which is a whole different thing. Farrell Hornsby has produced practice recordings in several versions for us to use at home. When Sue used her prerogative as director to change the way we sang some things, change that quarter note to an eighth note and add an eighth rest, delete those 10 measures, play the parts for one measure, and then switch to the accompaniment, Farrell just did it. No questions, no complaints, she just did it. In fact, if you listen closely to Blue Skies, you will notice that she has a solo in the middle. Our director decided not to have us sing a strange little section in the middle of the song. He just kind of turned Farrell loose, which can be a dangerous thing to do. So Farrell arranged her own jazzy little solo in the middle of the song. Listen for that. You'll enjoy it. She is too often overlooked, and so this time, she has a solo of her own that she has prepared. We want to put her front and center. So pay attention to what she's doing because it's amazing. It's really amazing. Please welcome Farrell Hornsby. For the last 4 years, I have made our director blush. I didn't do it on purpose, although that might have been fun. I just told the truth. Sue's warmth and kindness have made our rehearsals times of joy. No one ever goes home in tears or unhappy, and I have worked with directors who have left us feeling that way. We may go home a little shamefaced if we knew we had not done a good job and maybe had not practiced at home quite as much as we knew we should have. Even when things did not go well at a rehearsal, she has been able to focus on the positive. When she said, we knew the reality though, when she says, there's a lot of good things happening there, we know there's actually a lot of bad things happening. That positive attitude and her sense of humor have helped make rehearsals enjoyable. We work hard, she works hard, and we enjoy the music partly because she does. If you were able to see her face while she's directing, you would see so much joy and gladness, and that translates to us, and then we feel that same joy. And She, we were pleased to learn, will be singing a solo in today's performance. So please welcome Sue Wasienko. And now, without further ado, may I introduce my favorite people who helped me sing with the rising sun and when the day is done, and for every minute in between. Please welcome the Bayside Singers.
who has written, she was a very prolific poet whose lyrics have been set to music many, many times. This particular one, who has seen the wind passing through, the wind is passing through, neither I nor you have seen it. And the same thing with the unseen forces that shape our lives, right? There's so many things that happen in our lives that change the way that we are, just like the way that wind changes nature. Although he was very interested in his father's profession, he studied law instead because of his continual poor health. But his real love was writing, and his poems, essays, and novels eventually made him one of the most popular writers of his time, and one of the few writers whose works were popular with both young and old. You may know Treasure Island, or The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as pieces that he has written. This particular piece is one of his most beloved, from one of his most beloved poetry collections, A Child's Garden of Verses. He wrote this poem to describe his childhood fear of storms. On windy nights, he imagined that the sounds were those of wild horsemen riding furiously down the street. In this setting, the voices and the accompaniment combine to create the sounds of the wind and the pounding hooves. And those windy nights are something I think we can all relate to here on this peninsula. How many lost trees this season?
Whenever the winds are gone,
Our next piece, Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod, tells a story of two little eyes and a little head. So make sure that you listen carefully to the words, because it is that story that's so important. It's a shorty for these guys, sorry. Will there really be a morning? Is there such a thing as day? Sounds kind of dark, right? But it's really about hope. And the spring is the season of hope, isn't it? When all the new life comes up and you hope that your things will come up in your garden as they are supposed to. So very much about hope.
From the
Ireland, where Yeats spent his childhood summers. In 1888, walking along Fleet Street in London, he was struck with the inspiration for his poem, The Lake Isle of Innisfree. I had the ambition, formed in my teens, of living in imitation of Thoreau on Innisfree, a little island in Loughill, and when walking through Fleet Street, very homesick, I heard a little tinkle of water and saw a fountain in a shop window which balanced a little ball upon its jet, and began to remember lake water. From the sudden remembrance came my poem, Innisfree, my first lyric with anything in its rhythm of my own music. E flat. Thank you. She's messing with me. Have it again, please. Thank you. I will arise and go now.
but we do need a chance to rest our voices and our accents. Oh, Farrell has a solo part, and it's not in my book, because Farrell has a solo. Let's start this again.
When I was a little girl, my family used to take road trips every summer. Sometimes we'd go to California, sometimes to Utah, sometimes camping, but invariably my father would get lost. He would make a wrong turn and would not know where we were going. But my mother was not one to let us get scared or nervous about anything. She would start pointing out things out of the window, like, look at that eagle floating on the breeze. Look at that rainbow against the mountain, it's so pretty. And whatever she pointed out, we would go on, and it would just be wonderful. Then when Dad would finally find his way back to where he was supposed to be, she would say, wasn't that a great sightseeing detour? This song that was written by John Schmidt in 2009, Road Trip, reminds me a little bit of those road trips we used to take. Because there's a few bumpy roads, and a few twisty turns, and maybe a sightseeing detour.
back at the singers, and I looked at the audience, and there was a lot of head nodding and toe tapping and getting right into it. Farrell, wonderful job. Now it really is time for intermission. We have done enough standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down. And that's part of the reason we have an intermission. But it's really a clever ploy to part all of you from as much of your money as possible. Community choirs like ours function through donations from audiences like you. And our concerts and associated fundraising efforts are our biggest source of funds. We have received funding through the Washington Arts Commission in conjunction with the National Endowment for the Arts, as well as from the South Pacific County Community Foundation. Nonetheless, we still have to find a way every year to come up with the money for space rental, insurance, and sheet music, which really should just be printed on money because it's a lot more expensive than I realized it would be. The refreshments on the tables in the back are there for your enjoyment. Most of those were made by our singers. I don't think one of us made the Hershey's Kisses that I saw sitting on the table, but everything else. And we hope that you enjoyed them. Now, no pressure here. No pressure. But if you happen to feel able or compelled to make a small or, maybe gigantic donation to support our efforts, there is a basket on the table for that purpose. I promise the more generously you donate in return for those treats, the better they will taste, and the more calorie-free they will be. Out in the entryway, we have set up a silent auction. Most of these items have also been made by our singers because, we're a multi-talented group. We have people who paint and write books and knit and crochet and just do all kinds of things. Some of the items are remarkably professional, and some are more obviously handcrafted. But all of them are fun and interesting and worth bidding on. You can take a few minutes to examine those items and place your bids on the papers provided for that purpose. We do accept credit cards. We're very fancy nowadays. We accept credit cards. And you know your credit limit. Okay? So don't limit yourself beyond that. I got a letter from one of my credit card companies a while back, and they said I had not used my card enough, so they were cutting my credit limit and raising my interest. You don't want to let that happen to you. So use your credit card today. It won't melt, I promise. And you don't need that money for anything else anyway. We will bid high, bid rashly, bid recklessly, and we will be able to sing for you again another day. The bidding on that auction items will close at the end of intermission, so get those bids in while you can and enjoy the refreshments while you do it. And then we will click the lights when it's time to return to our seats when we're ready to sing again. Thank you.
if there's anything I can't live without.
There's some wonderful things. Did you look at them? Oh, yes. Yes. Pretty good. I haven't driven yet. This is a big deal. Today I decided I wouldn't use the walker. I got to ride and just move the camp. But I'm doing 3 days a week at the Lighthouse School, where it's just helping kids drop off. Right. So, how's like for you? I lost track of where you have gone most recently.
Well, yeah, well, we were, going to Arizona in the winter. And then the end of May, we're leaving for a cruise on the Danube. And so, and then Bernie's saying, well, what are we going to do in 27? I was like, let's just make it. Right, let's stay home for a little while. How about that? Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so he's doing well. I'm doing well. Yesterday was my birthday, and so we just had a very quiet day. And I just saw that I got a text from my daughter. I should probably read that, but I want to get it quick. Do you need any help with anything?
Well, I'm just going to something to eat, something to buy to eat, and everyone is told that would be a good
Yeah, it is. Well, they've just, after the revitalization, they've just really gotten.
Singers, someone last week, they moved basically and the women's voice up and down very and all these Oh, okay. For a moment, we have my story. But my shtick is barbecue, brittle bones, bad balance, but beautiful bunnies. And that's, kind of on my day. When I have my little wine up there, and so I have to be kind of careful. But
We happen to be standing right in front of our live stream.
oh, you told me this.
So I just wanted you to know everyone on YouTube's got your convo. So,
Well,
yeah, just wanted to warn
Wonderful.
Now you thought, the two of you thought I probably wouldn't spot you over here. You just get the
your name?
Every voice
bad as one of the kids now. And my notes over my phone here. You may notice that that did not sound like the next song in your program. In Time of Silver, no, it doesn't sound like the same thing, because it's not. We decided to add this in kind of at the last minute. And this was Lift Every Voice and Sing, often referred to as the Black National Anthem. Lift Every Voice and Sing was a hymn written as a poem by NAACP leader James Weldon Johnson in 1900. His brother, John Rosamond Johnson, composed the music for the lyrics. The choir of 500 school children at the segregated Stanton School, where James Weldon Johnson was principal, first performed the song in public in Jacksonville, Florida, to celebrate President Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Imagine that, 500 school kids singing that. Pretty amazing. Our next piece is In Time of Silver Rain, based on poetry by Langston Hughes. And it speaks of the rebirth and the joy that comes during this time of year from the rain. Song is just for the sopranos and altos. The last blue rose. Roses have been a fascination in most cultures for many centuries. Despite their color, most symbolize beauty, elegance, and grace. Yet the color of a rose can convey more specific meaning. Red for love, beauty, and respect. White for purity, innocence, silence, and secrecy. Pink for appreciation and happiness. Yellow for joy and friendship. Although the blue rose does not occur in nature, in literature it carries a very special and mysterious significance. It can represent hope, dreams, and impossibility, or it can also symbolize hope for a miracle, opportunities, enchantment, and new possibilities. Most famously, the blue rose represents the impossible and unattainable. The last blue rose is a tender ode to a love always admired, but never attained. Our next piece, Singing in the Rain. Get my notes out, I'm so sorry. It's just so distracted by the last blue rose. There we go. Okay, the song is actually not from the movie. The movie happened because of the song. The song was written way before the movie in the 1920s by Arthur Freed, who ended up being the head of the MGM musical division. So he wrote it way back in the late 1920s, and it was included in the Hollywood Review of 1929, which was MGM's first ever musical, and it was actually, they won the Best Picture that year. And later on, when Freed became more successful and he rose in the ranks of MGM, he kind of wanted to use that song again, and they kind of built that whole musical around the song. Rodgers and Hammerstein musical, and the musical was a big old flop. It didn't make it past a couple of weeks, but of course the song is a standalone, and we're all very familiar with it now.
Blue bird.
What a Wonderful World was written in 1967 for Louis Armstrong. And of course, that's the version we all know. There have been so many over the years. That's the version we all know and love. It was written by a pair of songwriters, and one of them said regarding his inspiration for the song, in the mid-1960s, during the deepening national traumas of the Kennedy assassination, Vietnam, racial strife, and turmoil everywhere, my co-writer and I had an idea to write a different song, specifically for Louis Armstrong, that would be called What a Wonderful World. So in a time where the news is very dark, and it can seem like things are really not great, it's a reminder that there are some great things still left in the world. Our last song, Peace Like a River, combines traditional spiritual Peace Like a River with Amazing Grace, a more familiar one.
Peace like a river,
thank you for sharing this afternoon with us. We want to thank our gifted accompanist, Farrell Hornsby. Has done for us and continues to do us, and for the great pleasure we find in listening to her play. We also want to thank our truly wonderful director, Sue Wasienko, for the joy she brings to our We've had fun, and we hope you have too. Be sure to check on any items that you placed bids on, because we have had people go home without something that they actually won the bid for. So check on that. Later this summer, we will be performing with the Cascadia Chamber Opera Vocal Arts Festival in Astoria in a concert called Many Voices, One Stage, a concert of coastal choirs. We will not be singing opera. We will be singing songs very much like what you heard today. Then we will have, of course, our annual Christmas concerts in December, so watch for both of those. Meanwhile, drive carefully, return home safely, and remember, after the windy nights, there are blue skies.